What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to be taking a look at Storybook Brawl 99, which included a few changes to some existing cards and some additional cards that you've never seen before. So I'll try to break some of those things down, but this game that I wanted to showcase is going to feature two things that I think are potentially the most likely things to make it into the live game in the next season. So you might be seeing this new Snow Angel soon. Buy 2 good characters to get a level 2 good character, then increase the number of this ability by 1. So then you have to buy 3 good characters to grab a level 3. We're gonna start by picking up a Lonely Prince, and that'll mean that we only have to pick up 1 more good character. So if we can roll and find a good, maybe Sherwood Sure Shot next turn, we'll have a really strong board. And this is now going to be a hero power that also scales well into the late game because you get to find better and better stuff with it throughout. So we're going to be taking a look at that in this video, and then as you can see also in the title. All right, well, there is the Sherwood Sure Shot. Pretty lucky to be able to pick that up. So we'll grab that. We'll grab another Sherwood Sure Shot, and that's definitely going to push us into the Royals direction. I'll roll. We could lock here for Cindy plus roll the die. However, that's not going to contribute at all to our Snow Angel, so I think I am just going to let that roll on past in favor of trying to pick up as many good units as we can. And I've definitely had some experience with Snow Angel before, knowing that just like little things that will help you prioritize how many good units that you actually purchase. However, have not played with this more amped up version of Snow Angel that's going to be a little bit more fun for us. And we roll into a really good shop here, a really nice reward, getting to pick up 2 more good units. So next turn, if we purchase a good unit, we'll automatically grab a tier 3 good unit, which is great. That could be a Brave Princess, it could be a Good Witch support, it could also just be like a Romeo or a Sleeping Princess. But the fact that it is guaranteed good definitely helps push you in a little bit of a direction as well, and that's why we're going to wind up playing Royals in this one. And the other huge change to this patch that could make it to live potentially, it is really strong, but Court Wizard now counting as a Royal is going to do a number of things, but I think that the Royals comp can definitely use some help. It is not the strongest comp, and having Court Wizard be a Royal would definitely help it out a whole bunch. You'll also notice there's a little bit of graphical differences on this patch, just some interesting things that they are trying out here. Gonna go for the Humpty now. Unfortunately, can't find another Humpty off of the Snow Angel, but we are going to find a brand new unit. I don't remember the name of this unit off the top of my head, but looks like we will pick up some Sherwood Sure Shots here. I'm very incentivized to skip this and pick up another Sherwood Sure Shot because of my hero power, and I think that that's actually better than just going for the Book of Heroes. Just maximizing the amount of good things that you can purchase is really going to help. If I can purchase 2 good things next turn, I'll get a tier 4 good unit. So that is really good. Exactly. Great job. So the unit that we picked up here is a 3/4 tree, a good tree, and when it survives damage, it gives +1/+1 permanently to the things behind it. So going to use that to try to pump up my Sherwood Sure Shots. I wind up moving it around at the last second, and it winds up dying in combat regardless, so not a huge deal, but kind of an awkward board to position because we have so many Humpty Dumptys right now. The only thing that I'm hoping is that we don't give both of our Humpty Dumptys for my opponent's one, and luckily we do not. So we get to hang on to one of our eggs, but we'll be able to fill up our board in short order here. I'm going to pick up Golden Chicken and then roll, and we're just looking for good units at this point. And if we could pick up 2 good units right now, that would allow us to grab a tier 4 good unit. So I'm going to sell off this golden chicken. Oh, okay. I go for the tree spell there. You know, that's a pretty good play, just to give this giving tree a little bit more survivability. That way it can start to pump up the Sherwood Sure Shots. I thought I went for the unicorn there, but we'll delay it a little bit to actually get some value out of this tree, because tree can be very, very good if you get the ball rolling and you are pumping up some ranged units and things like that. That can really carry you. Of course, it doesn't pump itself when it delivers those pumps, so you do have to give a little bit more action to that. This 0-8, when it survives damage, it deals that much damage to a random opposing unit. I'll try to explain the units that you might not have seen before as this game plays out. My opponent also with a giving tree. Ours is going to survive, so that's nice. And then my opponent also with a donkey filling out the summons on their board. But our giving tree is going to take some damage, which is really good for us because we are going to wind up just giving a bunch of stats to our ranged units there. Trophy Hunter 2, as you might have seen at the top of the screen, gives units +2 attack as well. And we get Nutcracker off of our Snow Angel. So that is a really good unit, again, to be able to pick up ahead of the curve and definitely help you move in some different directions there. Nutcracker, probably one of the better tier 4 units, if I had to say. And then I'm going to pick up Baby Root just to give some additional support to the giving trees and the Nutcracker. And then I will sell off Happy Little Tree and pick up a donkey just to tick down Snow Angel. And that is something that your mileage may vary on with Snow Angel, but if you can power level it up to 6, where you're getting tier 6 units, you could potentially run into like a good boy from that or something, so that can be really, really fantastic. And I'm locking onto Falling Stars here because that will trigger all of our giving trees and trigger Nutcracker and just really help us on our way. And you can see we're actually at the top of the lobby right now already at 37 health. It's really, really helpful to just have additional stats in the early game, which this Snow Angel variant does provide. So that's going to be really, really nice for us. We will get 2 hits onto the Nutcracker, so that's great. This opponent, unit, I did not explain my opponent's tornado thing, but it's a 1/1 ranged unit that when it survives, it gets to give things in your shop a little bit of bonus stats. Awkwardly, the Falling Stars with the Sherwood Sure Shots is a little bit tough to put in here. I think I could maybe, we'll take a look at Van Helsing here. Really quickly, it said, Quest, I see 13 evil characters die. Not going to work out really for us on Snow Angel. It will count both your own units and your opponent's units, but it's just not something that we really want to care about when we are Snow Angel. It's easier if both you and your opponent are playing some evil stuff. So I'm going to cut Sherwood Sure Shot because I want to keep supporting these giving trees. And then I'm going to sell 2 of my units, and that will allow me to pick up Prince Arthur and allow me to pick up a tier 5 unit. Baby Bear, not exactly what I'm looking for. I'd much rather find a Lancelot there. What are some other good tier 5 units that we could roll into? I'm really unable to think of many. So many tier 5 units are evil units, so I'm not sure what else. That 4-cost 6/6 casts Earthquake when it dies. And by the way, we are going to take a look tomorrow at some more games on this patch where I tried some sillier things, but I thought this was a good way to kind of ease into this content, is play with just a changed version of an existing hero with not too many unfamiliar cards. And we are going to take some damage from Wonder Waddle there, and they had some really good stuff going on, so that will be a scary person to think about later. And then we've got some options here. I'm going to go for Fool's Gold. I feel like it synergizes well enough with the hero power, and yeah, I just like Fool's Gold at this stage of the game. I'll pick up a triple onto Giving Tree, so that's nice as well. Crystal Ball now not going to work for us because we just picked up Fool's Gold, and I think that at this point we really just have to skip this treasure, as awkward as that might be. Crystal Ball, obviously quite good in Storybook Brawl 99, but not going to be good for us this game. But what could be good for us is Court Wizard, and I was rolling for it, but we finally found one. Court Wizard now getting to be a mage is just super, super incredible. So, going to hopefully be able to make good use of that, and I'm going to use the Giving Tree to pump it up right now while we can, and then eventually the reason that this change is so big is Court Wizard will be able to get pumped up by Prince Arthur. So that's kind of the deal here. Hopefully we can find a bunch of Court Wizards, a bunch of Prince Arthurs, and just grow a bunch of ranged units to be really nice and large. So we take out my opponent's Lightning Dragons there, and then Giving Tree makes our Court Wizard +4/+4 already. So really getting some nice work out of that. That is going to help us take down this Vulture here and win this combat. So nicely done. You can see we are back up onto the top 8 leaderboard, and I said we wanted Arthurs and we wanted Court Wizards, and we are gonna find them. You'll notice that at this stage of the game I am rolling less. I am caring less about just trying to activate Snow Angel, and I even pass up on the baby root there. Really don't care about the tier 2 treasure. I just know that if I want to win this, I really need to spend a bunch of my gold rolling for King Arthur's, and that's what we're going to find. I'm going to roll into an interesting option for a new treasure here. Your first character has Slay +2/+2 permanently, and get an exact copy of the slain character. Now, Gloves of Thieving could be really good for us, but giving like a Sad Drac Slay bonus is really, really cool, especially when you are working with a unit like Court Wizard that can attack multiple times. Now, Baba Yaga's Hut, I'm not sure if that will make it into the live version of the game, but we are going to make some really great use of it here in this one. They do throw a lot of experimental stuff in this type of patch, so you never know what is actually going to make it through. But Court Wizards look like they will be able to carry us from here. 12 damage out of these Court Wizards, and we'll be able to take my opponent down now. And what we really want to do at this point is triple a Court Wizard, potentially pick up a Sky Castle, and then just pick up a bunch more Arthurs and Court Wizards. So I'll pick up another Arthur here. It's tough to know if we want to throw it onto the board, but that is definitely something I want to throw on the board. We get a Hercules for free off of Snow Angel. Baby Bear, a little bit uninspired. Hercules and Nutcracker, definitely up my alley. So super excited for that one. I think that Hercules and Good Boy are the best options that you can roll into. You'll settle for some of the other ones, but especially when we are already in this Royals comp, that is going to be a good way to go. Taking a look at some other options here, some other good units before rolling into a Court Wizard, getting to triple that up and getting to take a Sky Castle. So that is also going to allow us to triple up on our Sherwood Sure Shot, which just gives us a little bit of extra gold for the turn. And then I think I'm debating putting in Lance, but ultimately will decide against it, and just using my gold again to roll for more, what are they called? King Arthurs. A little bit of a brain fart there, as I'm also just paying attention to what else is going on in this game and playing up against another Snow Angel now, doing some pretty similar stuff. Court Wizards, they got a Good Boy off of their Court Wizard, and we are going to trade back and forth with a bunch of Court Wizard attacks here. So pretty silly stuff. I think that, well, this won't be super common because you won't have multiple Snow Angels in the same lobby, but it is definitely indicative of the power of both Snow Angel and Court Wizard. They are definitely up to par, and importantly now, I think they're at a point where Court Wizard Royals could actually win a lobby. Like, Royals is really something that I just try to avoid at all costs otherwise. And here's where I'm kind of getting the idea that maybe I want to try to put Court Wizard into the first position. It might be big enough now from all of the Arthurs that we should be able to actually start getting some slays with it. So that's the idea. I think I like all of my treasures, so I think I'm going to be skipping on this one and just using the gold to roll for more treasures and things. Eventually, we'll want to replace the Fool's Gold, probably with the Hercules treasure, and then eventually we'll want to replace the Sky Castle as well, but not for a little bit. And like I said, eventually I'm going to put the Court Wizard into position 1, which is right now. Okay, great. Which is just going to let us attack more often with that Court Wizard, potentially grow it, and also steal some units from my opponent. So we'll see how that goes for us on this one. Court Wizard does look like it is going to slay, so that is really good. And it'll get a bonus attack here too. So it actually doesn't slay on the first attack, but does indeed slay on the bonus one. So that is really nice. We'll get some Hercules progress as well, and wind up, I guess that opponent was already dead. They already had a ghost silhouette, but we'll finish them off here. And you don't get Snow Angel triggers from picking up 0-cost things that are overflowed into your shop. Just so you know, that's going to work pretty consistently with most effects like that, if you weren't already aware. We're going to be level 6 next turn. I'm really just looking for more Court Wizards, as I indicate there, and we do wind up finding one. That is really good, probably replacing the Nutcracker at this point, and now just trying to find one more Court Wizard so that it can be upgraded and we can use it with Prince Arthur. And now we definitely have a decision to make. We could grab onto the Pirate Sleigh or the Deck of Many Things, replacing either the Sky Castle or the Fool's Gold. And I think that that would have been a good option for us, but I do decline to do that here. Honestly, I think it probably would have been better to just go for it, but I am still going to try to find one more Court Wizard, or realistically, I'd love to find one more Court Wizard to throw on this board and just have a bunch of ranged units really just causing a bunch of mayhem. So we're going to try and see if we can't make that happen, but both of my Court Wizards now getting +8/+8 each turn, which is going to really give the Court Wizards an option to slay in this first position. You'll see that that is big enough. Lance is going to get a slay, and my opponent has a bunch of crazy stuff going on that we're definitely going to be talking about in a future video. Court Wizard unfortunately only gets one slay, but this is also a huge part of the new Court Wizard change. Now if Court Wizard gets attacked, your other Court Wizards will avenge it. So it definitely feels like they are now more a part of the royal family, and we'll take out Skip here. And yeah, that definitely makes Court Wizard feel more at home in the Royals comp, and we get to grab onto an upgraded Lancelot that we stole from Skip, which honestly, I'm not sure if we'll ever find room for on this board. Once we complete the Hercules treasure, Lance will be bigger than Hercules, so we could play it then, but it's not really like it's something that I think is super necessary. Now, Hermes Boots, I do think is super necessary here. That is just going to synergize so well with everything else that we have going on, because it is going to give our Court Wizard the chance to slay. and just get even bigger there. I'm going to wind up picking up another King Arthur and then River Wish Boon. This is a new spell, or River Wash Boon if you want to be particular, but this is going to give all of my characters Slay +1/+1 this combat, which should also just really help me grow this Court Wizard, and that is the whole goal of this game, trying to see how big we can get our Court Wizards to get. And we are going to get a Slay there, so that's +3/+3, and then we'll get some additional Slays from these attacks, and they attacked in the right order as well, allowing Court Wizard to grow there. And now Court Wizard 2 will avenge the first, and will take my opponent out with a Court Wizard trigger. So nicely done. The second Court Wizard in the back also getting to scale a little bit from that River Wash Boon, and then of course the Arthurs. And now you're going to see that we are getting multiple things per turn from the Court Wizard slaying with the Baba Hut. So pretty fun stuff there. I'll pick up a potion. I mean, we could go for Hermes Magic Beans, just ensure that first attack. I think that that's fine. I think that some health is also fine when we're playing Storybook Brawl 99. And then we see a Knighthood here. I would have cast it on King Arthur given the opportunity, but I don't really want to lock this shop. I do consider locking the shop for Evil Twin, but I just wind up rolling into another Court Wizard, so that is much easier. Definitely want to try to find one more Court Wizard before this game is over so that we can have an upgraded Court Wizard. That would be really nice. I'm going to sell off the Lancelot because I don't want to sell off the Golden Chicken. I think that the Econ is just is worth hanging on to here. And then I will basically, I just sell the Green Knight again at the end, because if we could find a Court Wizard one turn earlier to be able to put it in with the King Arthur buffs, that is going to be worth our while. And we're going to see this Court Wizard is just humongous here. Once we get the ball rolling, it is going to be really, really hard to shut us down. So that is going to be really nice for us. And then we aren't going to have to worry about it getting taken out by the apple tree. Our one in the back does, but our one in the front gets to go through pretty smartly here. We'll steal a few more upgraded units from my opponent's board, which is just going to be Econ. We basically replaced the Fool's Gold with a Make Your Own Fool's Gold, and now we get to add Mimic Chest to this board, and I think Mimic Chest does a few things for us. We don't need this Sky Castle anymore. I'd love to pick up another Court Wizard, but we don't need it. We're doing okay, and the scaling that we can potentially get off of the Baba's Hut, I think, is actually going to be much better for us. But interestingly, we're now going to get double scaling off Baba's Hut, and we're also going to steal 2 of everything that we steal. So that could really, really help us, essentially being a Mimic Chest, Gloves of Thieving, with potentially even more upside. I wind up picking up another Court Wizard here, but the fact that we don't have the Sky Castle means that, because I am going to go for this Knighthood to pump up one final Court Wizard, I probably should have just held on to the Golden Chicken. I don't think that I'm playing this final Court Wizard over any of the other units on my board. It's just so hard to justify cutting a Sherwood Sure Shot or a Lancelot, especially for an unupgraded Court Wizard at this stage of the game. So maybe I'll find another Knighthood, cut Sherwood Sure Shot, my littler Sherwood Sure Shot, for another Court Wizard, but we will see. And we get really good combat RNG here, allowing us to use Court Wizard to take out Doom Breath. Though if Doom Breath had connected, then we would have just gotten a whole bunch of Court Wizard attacks regardless, so that could have been fine there too. We steal 2 Doom Breaths and 2 Robin Hoods from my opponent. We already had one of the Robin Hoods from the previous fight, and we are on to the top 4. This game is almost over. We've got an APOC with 21 health. They could definitely be scary. Lord of the Ramparts, another new interesting unit for Royals comps. I just don't think we can fit it in at this point in the game, but it definitely would be nice to know about for things like Sky Castle now being able to grab tier 6 treasures as well. But we'll roll past that. There's really not much that is going to make me change my board at this point in the game. Maybe at some point, like the final combat, we will take out the Arthurs and we could throw in the Robin Hoods, but the Arthurs are going to be more triggers for Court Wizards, so I'm not really incentivized to cut them or really make any changes to this board, and I think we are just going to wind up rolling with this for the rest of it, and we'll see if this is going to be enough to allow us to find a win here. We'll see. I'm not super sure on that because our opponents could have some really big trees or some other fun stuff. Doom Breath could also spell disaster for us on a board like this. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, Doom Breath going to take out 2 Court Wizards, but all that means is that Court Wizard then gets to get in there a bunch of times. So that is really nice. And importantly, if you didn't notice, the really great thing about what just happened is Court Wizard just slayed a upgraded good boy. So we're actually going to wind up losing this combat. We take 9 down to 19. That's fine. We had a little bit of a cushion. We now get to pick up 2 upgraded good boys, which is kind of pivot worthy. I was teasing a little bit. I knew that we were going to pick up some upgraded good boys when I was talking about not changing this comp around. As well, we also just get a bunch of econ from this Mimic Baba. So really good stuff there. I will have to sell out of some of these Robin Hoods, but I don't really think that we'll wind up playing them regardless. We are up against the Ghost right now. So one thing that I'm also considering is there a way to slay with one of these good boys and just get some additional stats on good boy before going into our finals comp? So Robin Hood can throw some additional attack onto good boy, and that might be enough to allow it to slay with the Baba Hut, which could just be really cool and allow us to eke out a few more extra stats. Now, we are running out of time, unfortunately, here, and I'm going to wind up picking up an Echo Wood for how it synergizes with the good boys, and then a True Love's Kiss. I'll throw that on the extra Robin Hood that we have, and that's going to make a good boy for us. So that is really good stuff. Good boy does get to slay, so that's going to get a bunch of extra stats from the Baba Hut and will be really good for us. Now, I didn't play Prince Arthur on this last turn. Probably should have, just to get even a little bit more scaling, but I think we're going to be fine with the good boys plus these huge ranged units. So this should be good enough for us, and now we get to play a board that is just good boys and Court Wizards. I guess my opponent does have 9th book, so we do have to watch out for their scams. Okay, we actually lose to the Ghost. Fair enough, we are down to 9, but now, okay, I was going to say potentially in the finals. Not quite, though. We still have some game left to play. I'm going to sell off Robin Hood. Again, I was just playing that Robin Hood as a means to potentially help us slay with our first good boy. But then we found an even better good boy, and now we are really doing it. So I'd love to put additional stats onto our first good boy. I'll roll for a Drink Me potion, and I don't find anything that will help it slay. But Gigantify is a bunch of stats. I am going to wind up passing that up, though, and not going to wind up playing this. I do want to throw Echo Wood in here as well, though. Echo Wood, quite good. And then I might even be playing Court Wizard over the last Sherwood Shore Shot. I think that that will be good. Now, we are most likely eschewing the stealing ability of the Baba Hut. But I think that playing 3 upgraded good boys is definitely a plan worth pursuing here. And then just wind up rolling down and grabbing a Blessing of Athena as our final spell of the game. Giving a bunch of good boys +1/+1 definitely adds up a whole bunch. And then I do wind up playing Sherwood Shore Shot over the Court Wizard. Doesn't matter. It gets Pigomorph anyways there. So Good Boy not going to slay, but it is just going to give us a ton of stats across the board. Court Wizards now up in the thousands, which is going to make it really tough for my opponent. Echowood does get to trade with one Court Wizard, but that just means that our Court Wizards get to finish them off here by getting some additional bonus attacks. So really sweet stuff with the new Court Wizard. And we're on to the finals. We might be able to actually do it. We've put together a really strong comp here. We can kind of remember some of what APOC was working with because we stole a Doom Breath, a Good Boy, and a Hercules from them. So we can remember some of what they were playing. We stole half of their board, and I'm going to wind up reconfiguring my board to this. I think that this is really strong, just putting Court Wizard back in that position. I don't really think that any of these spells will be super useful for us. We could cast Potion to give us one more health. Knighthood I would have cast here had I the coin to run it on this Echowood, but we are going to wind up being a little bit short for that. So just wind up rolling. I don't think we make anything else happen on the last turn. Actually, I remember what we do. I'm just rolling for like some kind of combat related spell. Should probably cast this Genie's Wish, but I roll one more time and then I see a Hermes Magic Beans. I don't really need this. I've got Mimic Chest plus Boots. I actually tried to not cast it, but the new UI is a little bit complicated. So now we've got triple attack priority with Boots, Mimic Chest, and some Hermes Magic Beans. So that is going to allow us to do some nice things with our Court Wizard that turns into a pig. So pretty awkward stuff. Good Boy then also gets attacked, and we lose our Echowood, and we lose a Court Wizard. So really awkward stuff. However, we just have a large Court Wizard, and that is actually going to be enough to still get it done. My opponent with 5 life means that this is going to allow us to end the game and find a win. You have to remember that APOC actually lost to the Pan Shadow that we just beat, but there we have it, a win in Storybook Brawl 99 with Court Wizard as a Royal, as well as the new Snow Angel. Good Boys certainly helped a little bit too. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.